Hey, how's it going? Welcome to News Act, Thursday 28th of October 2021. We're looking from the papers. First up, New York Times picture of women studying for an entrance exam in university in Afghanistan. Beside that, China testing a hypersonic missile. Over on the right again, Democrats trying to change the tax code to raise money for this massive infrastructure bill they've been trying to pass since the start of the presidency. Gangs in Haiti, storms in New England, power grid outdated in America. Wall Street Journal officials say Baldwin fired live round in fatal shooting. No shit, not news. Facebook faces Federal Trade Commission probe over its internal research. Okay, they apparently knew they were making products that caused illness and did nothing about it. Down here, cigarette sales line go up. That makes sense. People are stressed. Hertz to provide Uber with Tesla rentals. 50,000 Teslas can be made available to Uber. So I guess that's the next step to a fully automated system. No humans required. Do not apply. USA Today story about homeless people living in hotels. Facebook, something about the Virginia governor's race. Bottom left, the year's top costumes for adults. Witch, vampire, ghost. I would have said top costumes this year would be John McAfee, the MAGA shaman, and Prince Philip, RIP. National Post from Canada, story about toilets leaking in space. That's Elon Musk's problem. Grandma from Cuba, picture that man there. That's Camilo Cienfuegos Correa, one of the legendary revolutionaries who went on the Granma yacht with Fidel back in the day to overthrow the dictatorship of General Batista. He's 62 years missing today. He was on a flight to Havana and it just went missing, probably dropped into the sea, RIP. He was appointed chief of staff of the rebel army after the successful revolution, and yeah, he's a bit of a folk hero in Cuba. Down the bottom, quote from Fidel: "These are times in which Camilo's wonderful boldness, that firm conviction of Camilo, is missing." Yes, RIP, mate. Star for South Africa, story about human rights abuses in Swaziland, Jerusalem. Settlers line go up. Coronavirus. Down the bottom, almost half of cities with more than 5 coronavirus deaths are Arab. Wow, what a headline. Tehran Times, story about Afghanistan again. Iran being the power broker in the region now. The Hindu, going to be a committee set up to examine the Pegasus allegations. Over on the right, don't use new law to justify LAC moves, India tells China. So LAC is the line of actual control. This is to do with border disputes between India, China and Pakistan, which have been rumbling for a few years. But China have passed some new laws now, and they think they might go for a bit of a land grab. They're already setting some settlements up on the close to the border with Bhutan. The Australian net zero, people flying to Singapore on holidays. Okay, these two things don't seem to go too well together. Global Times from China, there's Angela Merkel having a wee meeting with King Abdullah of Jordan. She's on her way out. She's just the caretaker chancellor now. Irish Examiner, kids in the rain, COVID, true crime, human interest. Irish Times, property, rugby, pictures there from Afghanistan, people suffering an acute hunger crisis. It says, owing to a drought and the implosion of the aid-dependent economy. So that is, of course, code for the aid has been cut off because different governments around the world don't recognise the Taliban and they're willing to let people starve because of it. Lockdowns, Poland versus the EU. EU are going to fine them €1 million a day now. Irish Independent, meet the new generation turning to witchcraft. Okay, the Harry Potter generation has grown up. COVID, human interest, the Irish Daily Mail, lifestyle crap, hospitals, true crime, celebs, Irish Sun, something about Ed Sheeran losing weight. Well done, mate. The Herald, football, human interest. Sligo Weekender, arrests for drug driving triple in a year. I guess the police would normally be getting lots of overtime working at big events and things, and they weren't happening the last while, so they're out stopping drivers, cramping down on the per man, taking hard-earned money out of his pocket. Love to see it. Belfast Telegraph, true crime, some lifestyle crap, Halloween, the Herald, the budget is happening in the UK. There's Rishi with his red briefcase, Financial Times, English budget, the Guardian budget. Man held over threats to Labour Deputy Rayner, that's Angela Rayner, okay. Independent, 4 stories on the top. Fish wars, COVID, climate, don't know what the last one is, lifestyle. There's Rishi with his briefcase again. Daily Torygraph, Rishi and Boris having a pint. Down the bottom, Camilla calls on men to end cultural violence. That's Camilla Parker Bowles, the Duchess of Cornwall. This is to do with the Rachel Everard story where she was murdered by an on-duty policeman. No mention there of him being the police. That's the problem. Of course, it's men that have the problem. Alrighty. The Times, Rishi and his briefcase. The Express, Rishi and his briefcase. Daily Mirror, champagne for the rich, Rishi and his briefcase. iNewspaper, Rishi and his briefcase. Daily Mail. Here's Boris and Rishi. Look at the fucking head in them. The absolute state of them. Clearly never done a day of physical labour in their life. Daily Star, same story again about the budget. Metro, budget stuff again. All of these papers kind of tend to pick and choose, obviously, what they put out there and say about the budget. So some of them are like, cheers, thanks for dropping the price of beer by 3 pence or whatever. And other people not happy about some other things. So I thought we'd take a look at a paper I do trust, which is the Morning Star, owned by their readers, for peace and socialism. Heavily aligned with the trade unions in Britain. Sunak makes the workers pay. Banks' taxes slashed by billions as people's pockets hit by hikes. So they've slashed the tax on bankers' profits from 8% to 3%, quite a big drop. It also says here, the Chancellor is loading the burden on working people, a national insurance tax rise on working people, a council tax hike on working people, and no support today for working people with VAT on their gas and electricity bills. This is in the background of rising inflation. It means real wages are going to drop. things are getting more expensive. It says here, quote, working people are being asked to pay more for less for 3 simple reasons: economic mismanagement, an unfair tax system, and wasteful spending. So there you have it. Julian Assange is still in jail in the maximum security Belmarsh prison without fair trial or due process. The hearing is happening today, the second and last day of it, so hopefully there'll be some good news. If you want to stay off corporate, social, state media for the day, just click the link in the description. Alright, thanks, good luck.